everyone, this is Nikki Rowland, and today I have a layout for Hip Kit Club. I'm using the fabulous June kits. I'm so excited to use these kits, they're beautiful. And today I'm using two cut files, so the Get Outside and the Solid Sunshine from the Sunshine on My Face cut file too. So I have I've cut out of that Pinkfresh Studio paper, the one with all the squares on, I have cut those flowers from the Get Outside cut file lots and lots of times. I think I have 6 flowers in each colour, and they're all pretty little. But they are, and some of them have white bits on, and some of them are in the slightly different shades because the shades of the boxes go from dark to light. So I've gone for the darkest ones and the next box up. So I have lots of different varieties of these flowers, and you can see that they're all sorted there, ready to go. So my other assignment this week is to use border punches. So I've pulled out my favourite scallopy, pretty florally type border punch, and I have cut 2 strips to ground the bottom of my layout with that same paper that I've cut the flowers from, so that I have some consistency, and basically my flowers are going to be growing out of the correct colours. So that's kind of how I'm going to do that. So what I'm doing now is I've done my 2 strips at the bottom. I've kind of folded them up a little bit, and now I'm going to stick in my flowers. So I'm just using a fine tip glue bottle that has a very, very fine tip with just PVA glue inside, just a wet glue inside, and I'm just putting a small amount of glue onto the back of each of the floral cut files, and then I'm sticking them in place. So I only need a tiny bit of glue, it sticks really well. These flowers are really lightweight, obviously, because they're just paper and they're very tiny, so I don't need much. Yeah, I'm arranging my flowers kind of higgledy-piggledy, so that some are taller than others. I'm cutting bits off of some or tearing bits off of some, and making them so they look really small. So basically I'm aiming for 6 distinct bunches of colourful flowers that go with the colours in the border strips. Now I wanted a bit of white space on either side of the layout, either side of the strip of flowers, so therefore my reds start in a bit, so they're close to the oranges, and therefore the oranges are close to the pinks, and then I kind of correct it with the pinks in the pink and the yellows in the yellow and the greens in the green, and the blue is on its way out again of the blue. So that's how I worked it. It's just because I really wanted that bit of white space either side of the layout, and therefore I wanted to bring all the flowers towards the middle a little bit more, while still having them in their distinct bunches. So yeah, as you can see, I'm getting there with sticking those in place. This cut file is really, really cute. It came with it's the Get Outside one. It comes with a title that says Get Outside, funnily enough, and I've cut that from yellow cardstock that was in the cardstock kit this month, and I'm cut all those flowers. All those flowers came with that cut file as well. So yeah, looking pretty cute. So now I want to create a kind of whimsical scene above my flowers. So this is my garden growing, and I have a photo of my husband mowing the grass, and my little boy, who's nearly 2, with his toy lawnmower mowing along with him. It's a really cute photo, very, very sweet moment. I have cut my circle. I've cut my photo into a circle, and I've also cut out some circles from journaling cards as well. So from the Spotty Aqua journaling card from the Pocket Life kit. So I really, really love that. And then I've pulled out some circular elements from the Pinkfresh Studio Let's Stay Home collection. There's lots of circular elements. I really like the circles. I've also cut out a sunshine in the same yellow cardstock as I cut my title, and that is a different set. It's the cut file set that says Sunshine on My Face, and it comes with a title, and then it comes with a separate solid sun icon. So that's the one that I've used, and obviously that's a circular element as well. So I have lots of circles going on here, and I'm just kind of arranging where my photos are going to go, and I've also cut out some extra florals. So the Get Outside title has 2 flowers stuck to the title as part of the title, or welded as part of the title I should say, and I have cut a few more of those, I think 5 or 6, in slightly different sizes, all in white cardstock, and I'm using those as layers behind my photo. So again, flowers are flowers obviously, but they're kind of circular, so I've gone with those. They work well for my circular elements kind of theme that I'm going with here. I've just created a little notch at the top of my layout, just literally folded over a small piece, backed it with that same aqua dot journaling card that I love so much. I wish I had paper, 12 by 12 paper in that shade, and I've stapled that bit down with my tiny attacher, and now I'm going to I want to add some whimsy to this layout, so I'm going to stitch around the sun. That's my original plan, and I had thought about stitching around the circles too, but because I have I'm raising up a lot of my circles, I tend to do that a lot, and therefore in order to stitch around them I really needed them to be stuck flat. So I'm not going to stitch around the circles, but I'm going to stitch around the sun, and I'm also going to create some little whimsical I don't know what to call them, trails that butterfly, you know, when a butterfly flies off, you have like a little line, loopy line going behind it. What's that called? I don't know. But I'm going to call, okay, a butterfly trail. So I wanted it to look like there was, you know, things buzzing around this garden, because it's a garden scene-ish kind of. I'm just going to, so right now I'm sticking everything down, and then I'll be ready to start with my stitching very soon. I need to obviously pierce the holes, but in order to get the loops behind the butterflies are not there yet, by the way, they're a stamp, so they'll appear later. I'm going to draw those on with a pencil very, very faintly, because it will go wrong. I'm not very good at freehand drawing. I need to do it several times in order to get things the right shape. So normally if I'm going to do this, I do it on rough paper first, but because these little whimsy lines, I can't really draw those on paper and cut them out and use them as a template. That wouldn't really work because they're too thin. So I'm going to have to draw them directly onto my layout. I'm just going to press really, really lightly, use a very fine tip pencil, and have an eraser handy so that I can redo it when it goes wrong, because it will go wrong. And it did go wrong, because I've obviously made this layout already. So it did go wrong many times. I had many attempts at getting them looking like sensible loops, and all looking similar, because I've done 3 of them and I wanted them to look you know, all similar, not different shapes effectively. So that's what I did. I drew directly onto the layout, and then I pierced the holes, and then I added the stitching, which you'll see in a moment. So just adding some gold thread behind my photo. I'm going to add another one to the top little cluster as well, just above the sun. So you probably can't see on the video, but the yellow circle by the sun reads my favourite moment, and then the blue circle at the top further up says quality time. So all these phrases and things from the Pinkfresh Studio collection, really relevant to this current time, and really lovely sentiments as well. Okay, so I have pierced all my holes now. I've gone around the sun with my paper piercing tool and a piercing mat underneath, and I've pierced lots of holes around the sun, and then I have also drawn and created the little whimsical trails. That's what I decided they were called, right? Trails. And I'm now going to stitch them. So I'm going to go around the sun in yellow thread, and then I have pulled out kind of a minty green thread that goes well with the greeny flowers from the Pinkfresh Studio collection, and pink as well. So I'm going to stitch 2 of the butterfly trails in the greeny, minty greeny colour, which is one that I'm doing right now over on the right hand side, and then the other one is going to be in pink. And then I'm going to stamp butterflies at the end of those. They're very tiny butterflies, they're very cute, and they're from one of the exclusive stamp sets that we had this month. So it's the big, so we had 3 stamp sets this month. One was an extra add-on, the stamp kit itself, but there's also 2 others, and I'm using the bigger one, the one with 28 stamps in. Oh no, I'm not. I'm using the butterfly from the stamp set, from the stamp kit, the add-on stamp kit there. So the little butterfly that's on there. Sorry, I got my stamps confused. There's so many this month, so many. And then I use a little heart from the other set, the one that has 28 stamps in. So yeah, that one as well. So I have finished stitching now. You can see that we've moved on with the video a little bit, and I have just added my little butterfly stamps. Very easy to stamp onto here because the stamps are clear stamps and I'm using a clear acrylic block, so I can see exactly where I'm stamping. So adding some hearts in the different inks that we got in the colour kit this month. I've added a cloud at the top that's stamped also from the stamp kit set of stamps. And the little heart and the 3 butterflies as well. So yeah, I'm really loving how this little whimsical bit above the flowers looks. And I'm just finishing off now with a few sequins. I'm dotting around the layout a bit. I'm not going down into the flowers with it. I'm just going to go around my circular elements at the top part of the layout. So so yeah, that's looking cute. I'm really happy with how it's looking. And then I realised I had these chipboard pieces, chipboard stickers from the Pinkfresh Studio collection, and I thought, oh, how perfect are they? They must have been buried under something for me not to have noticed them to begin with. So I've pulled out a few of those to go on this with my circles as well. So one with a rainbow, and then just a solid green one, and a solid yellow one, and a solid kind of peachy coloured one. They have flowers and leaves and things on them, but they read as a solid, so they worked really well with the colours and fitted. Oh, and I also used another one, white with blue flowers, which I put over the top of the largish green circle. So yeah, I'm really happy with how this looks actually. It's a really sweet layout. I'm really happy with the circles. I was having a friend, or a lady I know from a different design team, put on our DT group the other week about how she's really loving using circles on her layouts at the moment, and that made me think, you know, I love circles too. I used to be really scared of using large circular elements, but now not so much, and just using the little circles actually really, I think it really looks lovely, and I'm so used to using angles and corners that it's really nice to do something a bit different and have some circles. So watch out, there'll be more circles coming, I am sure, because I've fallen back in love with them. So I'm just writing my journaling onto the sun. I'm just using a very fine tip pen and writing some details in there, and that's me done. Okay, so thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have enjoyed this layout. I really enjoyed making it and using the beautiful cut files that are available in the June downloads. Don't forget that if you are a Hip Kit Club subscriber, you get the main kit at a reduced price. You get 15% discount off all add-on kits, and you also get access to exclusive subscriber cut files. So lots of reasons to subscribe today. Thank you so much. That was Niki Rowland for Hip Kit Club.